listening to Indian Defense News. If you are new, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified when new video is uploaded. ISRO to launch cartosat 2sat with 30 nanosats in mid-December. After the unsuccessful launch of navigation satellite Arjun-1H, Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, is gearing up to launch a remote sensing satellite of cartosat 2 series along with 30 nanosatellites of foreign countries in the second half of December. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC, Director Dr. Keshavath said, ISRO will be busy in launching a series of satellites from December onwards. We are targeting to launch cartosat along with 30 nanosatellites of foreign countries in the second half of December. He said, the replacement satellite for Arjun-1A, the first navigation satellite whose 3 atomic clocks, meant to provide precise locational data, had stopped working last year, will be launched soon thereafter. Both these launches will be from the first launch pad at Sriharikota, as the second launch pad will be busy in launching 3 GSLV rockets, including the Chandrayaan-2 mission in March. If for any reason, cartosat launch is delayed in December, it will also stall the launch of replacement satellite Arjun-1I, as both these launches have been planned from the first launch pad. Necessary changes made to main battle tank Arjun Mark II. DRDO, the chairman of Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, S. Christopher, sounded hopeful on Sunday about the Indian Army accepting the Arjun Mark II tank after certain modifications recommended by the Army were incorporated. Speaking on the sidelines of a function at the Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, DIOT, Christopher told TOI, "We have carried out certain modifications as recommended by the Army. The tank will go through trials and there is every possibility that it will be accepted, considering that the Army has already agreed to induct the tank in 2 regiments." The Army had recommended nearly 71 modifications to the tank and had asked the DRDO to redesign the hull and the turret structures and use new materials in order to reduce the weight. The weight of the Mark I is 62 ton while Arjun Mark II is 68 ton. From Tejas fighter to bulletproof jackets, Indian Army gets boost as DRDO develops indigenous tech for arms. A number of Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, developed weapon systems, platforms, dual-use equipment have been accepted and inducted in the Indian Armed Forces and paramilitary forces. Technology developed by Defense Materials and Stores Research and Development Establishment, DMSRD, a Kanpur-based premier laboratory of DRDO, for bulletproof jackets was recently handed over to Kanpur-based company MKU Limited. This technology is challenging and one of the most significant matured personal protection systems developed by DRDO among the various GSQRs of Indian Army, meeting NIJ 3+ standard, which refers to ballistic resistance of a body armor. DRDO has urged the private sector MKU to maintain a strict vigil on the quality of the bulletproof jackets and to collaborate with DRDO to absorb the technologies developed by it. Some of the notable successful tests completed and inducted are Tejas fighters, Airborne Early Warning and Control System, UNC, system, Akash weapon system, sonar systems, Varunastra torpedo, Bhairani weapon locating radar, WLR, nuclear biological chemical, NBC, Recce vehicle, Agni-V, long-range surface-to-air missile, LRSM, medium-range surface-to-air missile, MRSM, NAG, advanced towed array gun, ATAG, wheeled armored platform, WHAP, Rustam-2 male unmanned aerial vehicle, etc. Soryu, why Japan decided not to bid for Indian submarine tender. Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Kawasaki Heavy Industries, have decided not to send their bid documents for their diesel-electric Soryu attack submarines in response to India's Project 75I tender for procurement of 6 new attack submarines for Indian Navy. Recent media hype in India, that Japan this time will be positive to India request and will finally offer their Soryu attack submarines for the tender, seems to be due to their lack of understanding of the Japanese continuous persistence and hesitation on transfer of technology, of their super-secretive Soryu submarine dubbed Crown Jewel of Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. Soryu's special steel used in hull and noise reduction mechanism adopted to enhance its stealth characters has been classified as top secret by Japanese government, and transfer of such critical technology to India's strategic private partner is a high-risk threat perception which they simply cannot ignore, and Japanese are also fully aware that in case of a war with China, win or defeat will be decided at the sea by how they use their Soryu submarine fleet against a mighty Chinese navy in the region. U.S. considering India's request for Predator-armed drones. The Trump administration is considering India's request for armed drones for its Air Force, weeks after approving the sale of high-tech unarmed Guardian drones to India. Yes, a senior administration official told PTI when asked about India's pending request about the purchase of armed drones as part of its armed forces modernization drive. The armed drones, the Indian Air Force, IAF, believes, would help it strengthen its defense capabilities. Early this year, the IAF had requested the U.S. government for General Atomics Predator's Sea Avenger aircraft. It is understood that IAF would need 80 to 100 units, making it approximately a whopping $8 billion deal. The Trump administration's consideration in this regard comes months after a successful meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Donald Trump at the White House on June 26, during which the U.S. announced to sell 22 unarmed Guardian drones to India, which would add the Indian Navy's surveillance capabilities in the strategic Indian Ocean region.